Welcome to this special video where I sit down with Liz, co-founder of Axion. We discuss how Axion started, the venues where events have been hosted, the 10th anniversary event, and what the future of the Axion events looks like. Let's jump straight into this video. Hope you enjoy. Welcome to this video where I've got the opportunity to sit down with Liz from Axion, co-founder. Liz, first of all, thank you for sitting down for me.
Oh, it's a real pleasure.
I want to start off with Axion and the beginning. Where did it start? Where did you and Francoise, where did the idea come from? And how do you feel about where it's built to now?
Okay, well, where it started was I was living at Amersham, had moved recently, single mum, just looking for a job, setting up a marketing consultancy. And then my son, who was 8, stumbled across this game and really enjoyed it. Took him along to the local club. It was all, there was no kids, it was all men of a certain age, and as a mum, I thought, oh, right, I think I'll stay around. And also, it was like, this is a real opportunity for us to have something to bond over, to play the game.
Yeah.
And then my daughter started to play. And then he really got into it, and in the end was going to Grand Prix, and I was taking him. And then Francois, it was his club, so we were talking, and I said to him that he had a vision of setting up, a company around Magic the Gathering, and I said I'd help him with that.
Yeah.
And I did, and that's really where it started, and it's just really grown from there. I mean, I really enjoy it.
Sure.
Really, really enjoy what we do. It's been a lifestyle thing. It's something that I could do with my family. And he has got, his son involved, and his other sons plays as well. So that's really where we started. And then, as I say, then 10 years ago. So basically, we were running junior clubs. It just took off with my son, and I can see the difference that it made.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so lovely to see the difference that it makes to everybody. But I was there particularly seeing what it made to young people, and it just, it just grew like crazy. Once we set up a club, it grew like crazy. Kids that often didn't have a tribe of their own.
Sure.
They weren't in the A team for rugby.
Of course.
Or they weren't, and that's fantastic. It was fantastic. And, and when you hear parents saying, I mean, I know this, you see parents say, my boy, when he's here, well, and girl, boys and girls, when they're here, I don't see them like that in school.
Yeah.
This is their place. It's really lovely. So anyway, that's how it grew. It grew. And then, but Francois was also running, had just been starting to run RCQs.
Sure.
And I love to organise things. So I got involved in organising that. And again, I just really enjoyed being involved with the community,
I think it's the opportunity to allow the community together that I think is important for us. You guys give that opportunity. So you host these events, the RCQs, whether it be modern or whatever, and the Command Fest as well. And it's that ability to bring people together. I mean, you've obviously been doing it for a good amount of time now. And does that process get easier, or does it get harder trying to organise these events?
Easier or harder? Everyone's different. And the challenge is that we have to, we're only as good as our last event.
Yeah.
And also, if people come along and have a great time, next time it has to be a bit better.
Yep.
Because otherwise it's like, okay, don't that be there. So that's, but again, we're very, very lucky with this communication. So, these are friends on the whole.
Yeah.
And, you see Francois down there, myself, chatting all the time to people, and people are so generous with their opinions. It's like, oh, well, if you did that a bit better, or, oh, I could, that. So yeah, every event is different, and we're just really, really lucky with the people that, that come along, be they staff, be they players, be they artists, with the ideas and so on,
Amazing. I think as well, it could be a testament that I've seen Francois wandering around all the last couple of days.
Oh,
I feel
not
like,
just the last couple of days, bless him. Weekends, he's in local game stores chatting to people. He's, he does so well. He does so well. He really does.
I think he's a real, to me and I think a lot of the others, he's actually quite he's a pillar of that community as well. You make a very good point. It's not just your events he attends. I know he's been down to our LGS and he'll come in, have a chat to the store owners, talk to the community, almost get a feel of the pulse of that particular local game store.
Well, if ever we're out at all, we will go to local game stores. If ever I'm going on holiday, it's like, don't forget to pop into Kingsbridge store. Look, there's I'll go in, we'll go and say hello. And that's what it's about. That's what it's about, isn't it? This, on the whole, it's delightful people to have a chat to, and we've all got this same thing in common, so it's great.
Yeah, it's not exactly work, is it?
Yeah,
Let's be
exactly.
Amazing. So today we're at the beautiful Twickenham Stadium.
I know.
Which is...
It's gorgeous.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's the same as the Edgbaston as well. They're beautiful stadiums to host an event at. And they seem to sit really well with the community, the amount of people.
Did you ever come to Birmingham University?
I did. Again, a beautiful venue.
And what was the other venue that there's so many lovely venues that you didn't come to the Nationals in Derby with the Roundhouse?
I did not know, unfortunately.
That was an iconic venue. So yeah.
I think that's the thing as well. You're hosting, not just hosting these events, but hosting at these beautiful venues. Yeah. Is it easy dealing with these venues? Do they make it do they make it easy for you to host these?
Well, again, it's about building relationships, isn't it? Of course it is.
Of course.
There's no doubt about it. If you find a sort of, concrete, characterless room, it's probably ever so easy to just sort of, right, there's a square, this, that, there. Yeah. So, but again, really, really lucky, working with Norman and so on, these are really highly skilled and, really experienced people. It's like, no, it's all right, Liz, we'll make it work. We will make this work. It's worth it. Do you know what? This venue is definitely worth it. When, let's just think outside the box, you know. So, Edgbaston, for example, that long, thin room, and the first time we walked in there, we went, oh, okay, long, thin room, what are we going to do with this? And now, I was talking to players today, and it's like, we love Edgbaston. We love all that natural light. We love the fact that there's an atmosphere all the way down the room, but you can find a quiet place at the end and, different. So there we are.
It's nice as well. So at Twickenham, we've got extra space compared to the last time we were here.
Yeah.
And it definitely has a different feel and a vibe to it from my perspective.
Do you think so? Good.
Yeah, I think what's really nice is you've got the main hall where it's the hustle and bustle, it's busy, there's lots of people around, you'll never struggle to find a game. But it's really nice you can go into the smaller, quiet area where you've got the artists, you've got some more of the vendors, just for that opportunity just to sit, chill, take 5-10 minutes, grab some food, have a drink, and then you can go straight back to it if you want. I feel like it's a really nice...
Yeah, and the other thing I really like about what Alex and Debbie have done is, have you seen all the decorations?
Yeah. Love it.
That's brilliant. Yeah, they did a good job.
The really creepy pictures on the sidewall and the skeletons and
exactly.
bats.
So people have been coming in. I was going. So you go through the artist room, down the creepy corridor.
I got told that on day one, exactly the same thing. Go through the creepy corridor. I was like, oh, the creepy corridor.
That's cobweb.
And as soon as you go through, you see it.
Exactly.
And it's really, really nice. That's sort of the connection to Dustmore, the latest set, which is always a really nice touch as well.
Yeah.
So Axion have got a big milestone approaching, 10th birthday.
Indeed.
How do you feel about that?
Gosh, where did the time go, eh? I can't believe it. I mean, yes, you know, I'm proud of what we've done, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I mean, it's you know, yeah, I am. I think, yeah, I love the fact that we've, as I say, that we managed to, as we were saying earlier, you know, pull people together and create some happiness. However they enjoy this trading card. I mean, it's not. We were talking about a slogan once, and we were saying, and it's a bit trite. We were saying, you know, more than just a game, but absolutely,
It really is, isn't it?
absolutely. You know, this is it's a sort of way of life, really.
Yeah, I think it's.
You know, however you consume it. You know, it's lovely. You were saying, weren't you, earlier, about how you came at this and you just love the artwork. You know, and then you start to play. And now look at you, you know, content creator, you know.
It's funny where it all sparks from.
Yeah, and we've had, you know, I mean, I you know, we're not just about juniors, absolutely not just about juniors, but we see, you know, people join from there, then it's about being students, or it might be a parent, or, you know, and then their parents themselves, and they're collectors, and now they're casual players, but they used to be competitive players. And actually, now there's somebody over here, and I'm going to be interested in judging, or actually not judging, but I'm interested in organising. You know,
Yeah.
it's great.
It gets people together, and it gets people talking, and from those conversations, people can make all sorts of decisions. You know, I know there's people here that they're just here for the art. The artist, they come to see the artist, come down and play some casual games. You've got quite competitive people that they're coming to be competitive. And you've got people that just want to chill out with their friends. It ticks a lot of boxes.
And as I say, you can't pigeonhole people.
No.
Because their stage of life will you know, of course it will change.
Very much so. And it's nice, I think it's nice that Axion does, you do your mega moderns. So these are for your competitives, you know, competitive competitions, which is so important in the UK particularly. But also you have your Command Fest, which is, you know, a little less competitive, you could argue. Well, it would be. But it's nice
Well,
that...
it is. I mean, a lot of times it's just participation prizes, great. And you can wander up to the prize, save your prizes and get a really nice juicy one, pool it with all your mates.
Yeah.
Or you can just go and get a cap and a few boosters, you know, but you're going to go home with something, which is great.
Which is great. If you've gone and had a lovely day and you've walked away with something, what better day?
Absolutely.
I always love going past the prize wall. So
Right.
I always love walking past, and I always love looking. I'm always a massive fan of the big uncut sheets. I just find them absolutely incredible. I just look at the ticks and I always think, I don't play enough to be able to get them.
Well, that's because you're interviewing people.
I know. But don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to, and I love this part of it as well. But yeah, it's one of those things. And even all the vendors as well, they always have something interesting to watch. You know, we've just been talking about how I've started sort of with pack openings and pretty cards. The vendors have always got something nice to show, something nice available.
I like that marketplace. I mean, absolutely. Of course, the big vendors, you know, the guys that are coming over, bless them, you know, from overseas with their, you know, deep stock and their big cards and stuff, and so on. But at the moment, I like seeing that marketplace area developing. I think that's a really interesting area. That's like, at the moment, the area that I'd quite like to develop.
Sure.
You know, the whole, you know, the artisans, the people that just do it a weekend, they're sort of market stalls, you know, dice earrings.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
tokens that they've made. Yes, I think that's a really interesting area now to develop.
100%. I think, is that something that you've seen more of? There's more people. Dice earrings is a great example about it, because I've seen a few people with, the small Magic the Gathering cards as earrings, and it's so nice to see those type of products come out. And
Yeah, well, again, it's about appeal to different sorts of people. Again, I was talking to this weekend. It's been fantastic. I've just got to speak to loads of people, and this particular individual, he was saying, I love coming to these events, Liz, and it's not really necessarily so much about the playing. It's because I get to see things that I don't normally see. I pick up the tokens and so on. And great.
there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Ticking a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
So what about the events moving forward?
Yeah.
What would you like to see, or what can you sort of see happening?
So that we're sort of 10 years and we're just pausing and we're having a 10-year anniversary. So we are looking back at the best of what we've done for the last 10 years. So, for example, we used to work with the store in Oxford at that stage, and Milton Keynes, and we had something called Gather the Townsfolk. Have you ever heard of this?
I have not, no. What's this?
This was big in its time. We had a lot of stores and towns who basically limited Team Trio. I'm going to get you playing now, Alex. You listen.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. So basically, get together with 3 friends and play limited Team Trio. Great. We all love that. But actually, you could represent your town or your club.
Wow.
And then at the end of the day, we had a trophy for the top. So for example, we had Oxford, Cambridge, Milton Keynes, Amersham. We got the club. We got the trophy once, and. I think we had about 150 players.
Oh,
plus
wow. That's
in one of these.
That's good.
Yeah. And so basically, you're representing your town, but you can have like 3 teams, 4 teams, 5 teams, 6 teams, and then we just take the results of the top 3 teams. Sure. Leighton Buzzard did very well. I remember one year. So, and then we did pull it into. We were running the Nationals in Birmingham once, and we had the Team Trio on one of the days. But we're going to bring that back. That was on the other side of COVID. We did that, but we're going to bring that back. It's going to be really good fun.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah,
right? Because you can drag multiple, teams from all over the country.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like a national competition.
Well, and also you see with team trios, you can involve your friend that maybe isn't quite so confident and support them.
Sure.
So we have family teams. We've had mum, dad, and child. We've had brothers and sisters. We've had cousins. We've had,
Amazing.
Great, really good fun.
That sounds really, really fun and really inclusive as well, which is, again, just leads back into what this community really is. It's very inclusive and very fun.
And I don't know if you agree with me, but people sometimes stand back and look at people in a room, and it's very easy to stand back and go, it's not very inclusive, is it? It's a room full of, without being funny, white men. But scratch the surface a bit further and you'll find people from every corner of the globe.
Yes, 100%.
It's such an international thing. I love that.
Yeah.
That's not just about languages, but also about culture and background and religion and all that stuff. All sorts of financial backgrounds, let's say it.
You've
got all sorts of, it appeals to everybody, and, I think it's a very, very inclusive place, and we keep talking about people who are players and not players and so on and so on. But yeah, no, I think it's, having said that, it's lovely today to see, I think the casual game seems to appeal more to, and go back, cross-generational, of course. I mean, again, absolutely cross-generational. But looking today, it's nice to see actually there are more females in the room.
Yes, very much so. I think it's a really important thing. But I've always felt a lot of the communities, whether it be the communities you've grown or at local game store level, I've personally have never seen issues and problems. And it's very nice when you get, women that will wander in, sit down to either learn or to play the game. And everybody just sits down because they're there to play the game we all love at the end of the day. There should be
And they've got
nothing.
one thing to talk about, this
Exactly.
main thing to talk about. So 10-year anniversary, we're going to have Magic Competitive. So we've got a cornerstone event is our invitational. So we'll be sending somebody off to the Pro Tour.
Wow, that'd be
And that's
amazing.
the 40, we've got 40 players from across the UK that have won their slots into that, so that's brilliant. And then we'll be doing the Mega Modern that we're known for.
Yep.
We'll be sending somebody around the world on a holiday.
Wow.
We're going to do casual Magic, so the best of this.
Yep.
I've talked about team shows. We've got another event. I don't know if you've ever heard of our Draft Cup.
I have, yes. Yeah. I've not attended any, but I've heard those,
Okay, so again, always really popular, and we always do 32 spaces, and it sells out.
Yeah. Wow.
24 hours, it sells out. So we're trying to, how can we make a mega Draft Cup?
Wow.
So Frostfire and Norman are scratching their heads to work out how we can do that. So that's cool. And as I say, and of course, the casual, the best of the Seal Command, the best of the Commander stuff. But then, looking forward to the next 10 years, we're going to be bringing on a new trading card game.
Okay.
And that's Lorcana.
Yep.
So, and we're going to be doing the casual, which we think has got huge potential for Lorcana. The whole Disney IP and stuff.
It's been very explosive, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So they've done well with their competitive scene, but we'd like to, and we will be putting on. And again, let's see if we can send somebody to Disneyland Orlando with Lorcana.
That's great. Yeah.
But also the casual side. And we started doing that in July. We had an event and we did a whole heap of learning. That was so interesting. So we're going to bring the best of that as well. So that's really what we're going to do for our 10th anniversary party. And we're going to contact you people, but also we're going to pull our database and try and from 10 years ago and see if people want to come back.
Sounds an amazing celebration.
I hope so.
An amazing celebration for, to my mind, an amazing group of people that are so passionate about hosting these events.
Well,
I think we're very lucky in the UK to have people like yourselves that are not only just prepared to host them, but to do it long term and to build as well.
Well, we can. I mean, obviously, it takes more than two to tango.
Yeah, of course.
We wouldn't be here unless it was really generous people supporting us. I mean, I don't know if you know about what we went through during COVID. I mean, that was.
I know you went through some really rough times.
Yeah, and that was the community that helped us. We basically sent out a note to all of the people who'd ever played with us and said, you know what? If you want to see us on the other side, just would you consider buying some cards from us, please?
Sure.
And we were just overwhelmed with the support that we had. Absolutely overwhelmed.
That sounds like the community's love for you guys as well.
Well, as I say, it goes both ways.
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. I just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your time to sit me down as well. I've enjoyed chatting to you and hearing all about Axion.
Well, it feels like a really indulgent time, I have to say this. Thank you.
No, very much so. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Axion does moving forward.
Well, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.